everybody, and welcome to another fun video at Dimensional Walking. I'm Rainbow, and today I thought I would do something a little bit different because it's one thing to tell you about what kind of stones to use for protection and what I personally use. I think is really important to let you know kind of what I do use. And I wanted to do something where I can actually show you the stones that I use and why I use them, and then kind of give you the definition and the information on them so that you kind of can understand a little bit more about them. And I truly believe that the best gift that you can give anybody in jewelry is a type of stone that they kind of resonate with. So, and maybe if somebody doesn't know what they like, you can give them something that you think reminds you of them. For my middle sister, Happy, I will usually get her blue topaz because she loves the color blue, but it seems to be a really good stone for her. And then for my older sister, Holly, I tend to get her, well, I got the feeling that I should get her the red tiger eye. And I think the red tiger eye is slightly different than the actual browns and golds. So I don't just get just that for them. You know, I come across a stone like turquoise, I'll think of them, but I kind of understand their vibrations. And I think that's kind of what stones are all about, is understanding your vibration and understanding the person that you might be gifting the stone to, understanding their vibration. And so I have a lot of different stones that I like, but I have different purposes for them. And I think it came to me at a very young age. I was just extremely attracted to crystals. It didn't matter what crystals they were. I was just extremely attracted to them. So it's something that I think some people are just really, it's like a moth to a flame. You just kind of go towards certain stones. And I think having a past life as an Atlantean, because I think I have, that I have a very strong attraction to crystals and to stones. But you know what? I think we all like something really pretty and kind of, that catches our eye. So I thought I'd share with you some of the stones that I wear and then why I am attracted to them. So what I thought I would start off with is my mystic topaz. I'm wearing a mystic topaz necklace today that my middle sister, Happy, gave me. And then Happy gifted me my earrings as well. And they were 2 different birthdays that she gave them to me. And I've loved mystic topaz for years. I wasn't always, whenever I'm attracted to a stone, I don't always like go, oh, I wonder what this, the mystical properties of this is. I just I resonate to it. I'm attracted to it. I go towards it and I'll get it. And so I'm always amazed whenever I look up the definition of what they're good for, because it's just like, wow, I mean, that was really kind of made sense for the moment in time when I was first starting to collect the stone. So with mystic topaz, I think I started collecting it, had to have been at least 20 years ago. I don't have a lot of it, but what I do have are special pieces because it's, gifts from my sister. So mystic topaz helps to release feelings. Wearing mystic topaz is said to improve the metabolism of the body, help with the digestive process, and help it become smoother. Also is supposed to help with weight loss. Now, I've just lost 40 pounds and I'm pretty proud of that fact. I haven't worn it for that purpose, and I didn't really know that until I read this to you right now. But I think stones can probably help in a lot of different ways. Why not weight loss? And then it's a crystal of truth and forgiving. It helps with spiritual and physical rejuvenation, releases tension, and promotes feelings of joy and happiness. And so the different times in my life that I've actually worn it, I kind of agree with this. I probably was going through some crossroads and stuff. And this is a really good stone. And I noticed that whenever I would be going into work and I knew that it was going to be a tough day, maybe something like the holiday season when I was a registry advisor, I would wear my Mystic Topaz, and I think I wore it because I needed to give myself that extra boost of joy and happiness, because sometimes people can just suck it right out of you. And, and I think that you also want to be able to kind of just constantly create a good positive energy. And so Mystic Topaz, that would be a good stone to wear. And I'm more attracted to, I think there's ones with blue, and I'm more attracted to the ones with the purple. Now, Mystic Topaz is not naturally a stone that is created with the color. The color is added, but there's a certain process used to add the color. And I don't think it's an easy one. I think there's something I remember reading back online, that there's a system that they use to do it, a process, I mean, and that there's a company that does it and they specialize in it. So I think topaz is like a brown color, or more of a light brown, clear color, or you can be black, a light black, or just something that doesn't have like the vibrant, beautiful rainbow colors that you see with Mystic Topaz. So just know that's not natural, but I don't think it affects what topaz does for you. I mean, it's just something that changes the color, but it's not something that I think takes away from it. And I don't mind if they add a little color to it, especially if the process, is something that enhances the look to it. So I like it. The next stone is kyanite, and kyanite is, I have a ring that I really like, and this is the ring, and I think I've worn it at different times when we were doing our videos, and it's got the blue blue topaz, and then it's got the and that's the kyanite up top. And I didn't know much about kyanite when I actually started wearing it. I was just attracted to the stone this year. So kyanite is excellent stone for meditation and attunement. It will not retain negative vibrations, which I find very interesting that I actually was attracted to it this year. Let's see, it will not retain negative vibrations or energy, therefore never requiring clearing. So that means that you can wear this wherever you go, and negative energy won't affect it, which is nice. Aligns chakras and subtle bodies instantly, provides balance of yin and yang energy, and dispels blockages, moving energy gently through the physical body. So if you like the way the stone looks, and I'm going to try to bring it forward. I don't know if that's clear. This isn't the best camera for this, but anyways, it'll give you a good idea. And anyways, you can look it up if you want. It's called kyanite, and I just love it. And this is a new ring that I got this year that I really love. It looks like a little bug. So anyways, so that's my kyanite ring. I think I have another ring too, that I got that has kyanite in it. And, I just like, oh, I like that. And I just got it. I think that we are attracted to stones that we actually need in the moment. And yeah, I guess that's why I got it. Now the blue topaz. So we'll just put that back out there. Here it is. And then I have it here with a piece of turquoise. And there it is right there. And I'll put it up and show it to you a little longer. So blue topaz symbolizes honesty, clarity of feelings, and deep emotional attachment associated with wisdom, communication, and finding the perfect pathways to success and sweet opportunity. It alleviates fear and worries and invites you to embrace your noble self, trust your power, and find your own kind of good fortune. So that kind of makes sense. And that's really nice with the, kyanite. Because, if kyanite is a stone that you don't have to worry about any negative energy affecting it, then you connect it with the blue topaz, then you got something that definitely will help you with your vibration of making something successful happen. So this is the blue topaz with the kyanite, and this is it with this necklace. It is, I think, turquoise from India. And then this is, let's see, up there, I think is pearl. It's a, I don't remember what it was. I just got this. I think it's some kind of pearl on the top. Now, I think I like the look of this, and I like it just called me to it. Now, the turquoise isn't necessarily my favorite kind of turquoise, but I love turquoise. It's just one of my favorite stones that I've been wearing since I was 19. So, but there's that. Okay, so next we've got coral, and I wore this necklace in my Egyptian magic video, and it's this one right here. Interestingly enough, this is from India. It is not from Egypt, but it has that Egyptian look to it, which is why I wore it. And I got this back many years ago, back in Taos, New Mexico. I kind of traded for it, and I just really love it. And I've worn it dancing when I was out in the nightclub circuit and in restaurants. This is the necklace that I would wear with a red and black belly dance costume that I used to wear. And then I have the coral here with agate. And so I really like that. So I think coral is really important. It's a nice stone too. I like the red color. That's something that I think is pretty amazing. So coral is highly prized as a substance, can't read my own writing, believed to be endowed with mysteries. Believed to be endowed with mysterious sacred properties as a symbol of modesty, wisdom, happiness, and immortality. It is commonly known to remedy spasms of the intestines, sleepiness, and bladder stones. And some interesting mythology, let's see, historical, yeah. I can't even read my own writing. Historical mythology, interesting note I have here, and I can't read my writing. The ancient Greeks thought that when the hero Perseus beheaded the Gorgon Medusa, coral was formed from drops of her blood. So there you go. So this is the drops of blood from the Gorgon Medusa, red coral. And I just love it. And I think that coral actually, since it comes from the sea, has that mystical aspect to it, from, you know, the history, the vibration of the ocean. And if you want to kind of carry the different vibrations of the planet, it's really nice when you wear these stones. You can kind of feel that you're wearing part of the earth. And that's kind of how I feel whenever I'm wearing these stones. Now, let's go back to the agate. So here's agate right here. And then here is, I think, another piece of agate. And this is a little fetish that I got. Isn't he adorable? So if you look at him, here he is. So I think he is actually a tiger with wings, or a lion, one of the two. I thought at first he was a bear, but as I got to looking at him years ago, I saw that I think he's a tiger or a lion. And you know, I like these because you can take these little fetishes with you in your purse or when you're traveling. I actually gave this to Michael when he used to travel, and he used to put it in his bag, and we kind of both felt that it kept him safe when he was traveling on the planes, going to different cities and stuff. So I really like this. And so you can do this too. So I like to have my little talismans with me because they, you know, or share them with those I love. So you can do that as well. And then this one is just really pretty. I really like this one. It's a little heavy when I wear it, but you know, I just love wearing stones. So I like the agate with the coral. It's pretty cool. And let's see. Now, I wasn't sure on this one. I think this is agate, but it could be stromatolite, but I'm not sure. And then argonite looks a lot like this too. So, but I'm pretty sure this, you know, Michael, he knows a lot about stones. He thought it was agate. So agate enhances mental function, improves concentration, enhances perception and analytical abilities. It's a soothing and calming gemstone that heals inner anger, anxiety, and helps in strengthening relationships. Also instills security and safety. So, and then if you add that with the coral and you have something that is considered a prized substance, I can't even read my writing, believed to be endowed with mystical and mysterious sacred properties. I think the two combined are really nice. And I think that's important that if you get stones, understand why somebody would put them together. I just think that this is a nice combination, especially for what one or the other is known for. So yeah, and I like the design of this as well. Remind me of like a little fetish lady or something, you know, like a petroglyph drawing, something kind of very, I think they call it naivety art. So it's something kind of like that. So I like that. And next that I love is amber. I love amber. I always have ever since I was a kid. And I just recently got this piece. Michael gave it to me and I've worn it. And what I love wearing something that I know is old. I love wearing something that has been around when history happened. And I just have always resonated with amber. I think a lot of people do. I have, you know, just, I don't have a lot of it. And this was actually quite the find. Michael and I went to an antique store here in Oregon, and I happened to see it in the case. And I asked the proprietor if they could open up the case so I could see what the price was, because the price was face down, and it was only $15. And I'm like, I jumped at it. I went, yes, I want that. And Michael said, well, you know, I'll get it for you. So he knew it was a great deal. I knew it was a great deal. I think it was probably mispriced, but I wasn't going to argue. And so this is one of my newest pieces. So I really love it. So amber is a powerful healer and cleanser of the body, mind, and spirit. It clears depression, stimulates the intellect, and promotes self-confidence and creative self-expression. It encourages decision-making, spontaneity, and brings wisdom, balance, and patience. So just know that when you wear this, it clears depression. I didn't even know that about this. I've always been attracted to this because it makes me happy. And I guess that's, you know, I guess when you're attracted to something that makes you happy, that's a good sign. So I really like that. That's one of my favorites. Now, another favorite of mine is tigerite. Now, like I told you, for my older sister, I just liked her I was attracted to the red tigerite for her. But I think that any type of tigerite is really good. Now, tigerite is a protection stone, and I put tigerite around the doorways into our home. I just think it's important to have something there that makes people stop to think. If somebody has negative energy, they're going to sense that it's there. Everybody who comes to our home is, you know, always great people, you know, but if there's somebody who comes to our house that I don't know, and, you know, if I don't think I've actually here in Oregon ever had anybody come to my home where I was like, not too sure about you. But I have in the past in other homes that I've had. And I think that when you see somebody walk into the door and kind of stop and they're like a little hesitant, you kind of know that something interesting is happening there, because if you put stones around your doorway, whether it's selenite or tiger eye or any other protection stones. I think even black onyx is a good stone to put around. That, you know, they're going to sense it and they're going to know it. So if anybody has negative intentions or whatever, you want to kind of know it as they walk in the door. And then I want to keep out negative stuff too, not just with humans, but if there's a spirit or if there's any kind of elemental or someone around the front door that has negative intentions coming into my sanctuary, I will try to do everything possible at the entryways of the house, outside of salt and all of that, and blessings, of course. So tiger eye for me is the go-to stone to protect not just myself, but my home as well. And so my favorite piece of tiger eye is my middle sister, Happy, got this for me. And this is obviously a tiger, as you can see. But what I like about the tiger is, look, there's that stripe going along the back. Now on one side, it's light, and on the other side, it's dark. And it reminds me of the yin and the yang aspect of the stone. So anyways, she got this for me many years ago. And so this is the actual stone that I sleep with if I tend to feel a little uncomfortable or if I've had a negative dream. It's just my favorite stone to sleep with. I just put it underneath my pillow and it makes me feel safe and good. But I just love this. It's just a wonderful fetish. But it's more, to me, this is more of my talisman right here. So I feel connected not just to the animal represented here, but I feel connected definitely to the stone. So I love it. And then another favorite piece of jewelry that I have, and I'm not sure if I've worn it, but I got this in Puerto Vallarta when I was 19 years old. And it's a necklace that I've had since way back when. And it has tiger eye all around it. And this is something that has been with me through all my trials and tribulations of my life. And what I try to do with all my jewelry is to just keep in the experience, but take out the negativity of the experience. And I think that's really important to do too, because I will pass this down to my daughter. And I don't want, with any jewelry that I wear, for her to be passed down the negative in my life. I don't want to do that to her. So anyways, I think that you have to remember that too. It's not just passing stuff off to your family members. I think you have to, when you're dealing with gemstones, any kind of stone, that you want to make sure that you clear it before you leave this earth, so that the next person wearing it will actually have their own experiences to add into it, and then explain to them what they need to do. So if you pass it along, explain that they need to clear it for the next person as well. So tiger eye is a powerful stone that helps you to release fear and anxiety and aids harmony and balance. It stimulates taking action and helps you to make decisions with discernment and understanding, unclouded by your emotions. It enhances your willpower and drives your will for success. It promotes clarity of intention and boosts self-esteem, and gives courage, determination, and strength. Tiger eye helps you stay grounded and centered, even if you are surrounded by chaos. When you want to step into your personal power and overcome emotional blocks, it's the stone for you. So it's also a protector of negative energy as well. So I think that's really important to state out there. But there you go. Here's my tiger. So I think that's just perfect. So the next stone is one that I found this year, and it's actually the stone that started this channel. And this is the stone that started this channel. It's labradorite. And look at this piece right here. Isn't this gorgeous? I just love this. So labradorite was the stone that I had seen in a dream. And the stone was actually this, but I picked this stone because it was the most similar to what I had seen. And so I brought this home from a gem and mineral store. And because I told Michael, I said, I have to go buy this stone because it was in my dream. And in the dream is when I was told that I needed to get it and I needed to sleep with it. It was actually, I mean, a clear message. You need to get this stone and you need to sleep with it. And so I did. And then I had the experience of the dream that I couldn't get out of. And I called it dimensional walking. I actually talk about this in different videos of how this all started. And I think when I was working with the Greys, and I also think that when I was obviously working with the medicine man Thunderbow, we had worked in the dream state, and it had a lot to do with the Warrior's Way, and it had a lot to do with the Carlos Castaneda teachings. And so I would go into dreams and I would have tasks that I would have to do. Like I'd have to find my feet, find my hands. I'd have to find an object. I'd have to find a rock. I'd have to find, I think one time I found an amazing piece of pottery that had a snake design on it. And that was the task that I had to do. So that was pretty amazing. But the one thing that I didn't know is that labradorite really enhances that. So it took me into another dimension, and I went into this dimension a couple times and I had a really hard time coming back. In fact, I thought I was going to get stuck in that dimension into another body. And it raises a whole other question of when you actually work with stones, you have to be aware of how they resonate with you. So with me and with labradorite, it's a very powerful combination. And so anyways, needless to say, after I was able to come back, I took the stone out from under my pillow. I put it on my altar and I just said, oh, I'm not going to do that again. But that doesn't mean that I don't wear it. So I love wearing labradorite. In fact, here's a ring that I wear often when I'm doing my videos. It's, I think it is labradorite with peridot. So I have that one. And then I just got this just recently. This is another piece of labradorite. And the one piece that I really love that I don't know if I've worn this yet. I think maybe I have. I think I wore it in the last video that Michael and I did together. But this piece here. And so for me, this stone really resonates with me, but it does affect me. And so I have to be very careful when I do wear too much of it, because I have labradorite earrings, I've got the rings, I've got the necklace. So I just have to be a little careful. But I just want, if I could just have an outfit made completely of labradorite, I would. I don't think that makes any sense, but anyways, I love it that much. And so it's my new stone of the year. And I'm just happened to come into my dream. And here we are. And I have a couple really nice pieces of it. Okay, so labradorite is, and I had no idea because this was just came to me in a dream. Labradorite is the magic and protection stone, and I didn't know that. Considered a tremendously spiritual stone, especially helpful to people who overwork. Helps regain energy while aiding the body and spirit in healing itself. In the metaphysical world, labradorite is considered one of the most powerful protections. How about that? So it's the one thing that was told to me in my dream. So obviously I needed some protection, but I had no idea how connected I was to this stone. Labradorite has the ability to collect negative vibrations and release negative ones to create a good mood. So I just love it. So anyway, so if you want to know what started off intentional walking, it's this stone right here. And she's a beauty. And I don't know why I think it's a she, but it just has, I don't know, female energy to it. It has energy of everything, elemental, cryptid, you name it, ocean, all of it. I think it's got all of it. It's a very, and one thing in having this around me a lot is it's very high vibration. So just when you use this, just realize that it'll kind of raise your vibration. And I think that in raising anybody's vibration, you're going to rate, you're going to make them in a better mood. So I'm sure Michael's going to want me to carry this around with me all the time. Yeah, I can be a stinker sometimes. But anyways, there you go. So there's my labradorite. Now, with this next stone, I just really love rose quartz. And I think I wore this in one of the videos that Michael and I did together. But this is just something that just appealed to me. And I got it many years ago in Texas. I went into a metaphysical store and I found this stone. And I found the rose quartz. And of course, it's got amethyst on top. And I do have a lot of pieces of amethyst, but I didn't put amethyst into the video today because it's not something that I'm totally drawn to. It just happened to be with the rose quartz, and the rose quartz was the part that I really liked. And this is really nice because it's one of those crazy poison whatever necklaces. I guess there's poison rings and necklaces where you can put anything in there, like potpourri or oils and stuff like that. I just leave it empty because I always figure, and I don't know why, that there's like a little being or elemental or entity that is in there. So I got to keep it clear for them to live. But anyways, and let's see, I dropped my glasses. Let me fix that. There we go. And get my glasses. Okay, so rose quartz. Let's see. And here we go. This is the rose quartz. Isn't it pretty? I just love this piece. Okay, so rose quartz is tied to gentleness, love, and fertility. Promotes a feeling of self-love. It is used to balance emotional health, release emotional blockages. When worn as a necklace, rose quartz is especially powerful because it's when it's worn close to the heart chakra, it just brings out all of those feelings of light and love. And to me, it's more of an angelic stone. I think it's very connected to the angels. This enables the heart center to open and release any tensions or stress held there. It's also called the truth releaser, allowing a person to speak their truth. And I noticed that the times that I have worn this, and I actually, interestingly enough, I wore this one time when I went to work because I had a meeting with a manager and there was a little bit of a problem. And I realized that, well, if I'm going to speak my truth, that I want to wear something that's going to kind of help bring out the right words. And so it's not just spewing out any word, it's saying the right words. I think our words not only have intention connected to them, but they have power, and then they actually create different aspects of reality depending on how we use them. So whenever I have something really important that I want to say, or if I'm going to go do something, or if we're being interviewed for something, I wear my rose quartz and I like it. And it's a gentle and easy stone to wear. For me, even though this is heavy, I forget I have it on. That's how connected I am to it. So I just really love this piece. And I think rose quartz is something good to have around in your yard. So I think if you can find just raw pieces of the rose quartz and put it around. I think it's a little expensive, but Michael and I found a locally owned like rock shop where the guy goes out and just goes to quarries and gets stones. And rose quartz is that one stone that I've always wanted to have in our yard. So anyway, so it's really I think if you have it in your yard, it I believe I remember hearing this, that it attracts fairies. So fairies like it. So time you have the chance to get rose quartz or any other types of crystal, I think the fairies like that as well. It depends on what it is, but I know rose quartz is connected to the angels, and I think it's connected to the fairies. So that's what I remember from the past. Okay, so black onyx. And Michael got this for me for one of our anniversaries. I can't remember which one, but I love this necklace. And I'm wearing black today, of course, so that wasn't too bright. Here, let me put this a little closer. And so I like black onyx because to me, it's like tiger eye. It's another protection stone. And I really like this because it reminded me of something a little bit Egyptian in design. But I don't have a lot of black onyx, but this necklace just was really appealing to me. And I think that we were actually in the rock shop where I was telling you, where it's a locally owned rock shop here, where we go get a lot of our rocks for outside in our yard. And I saw this in the store, and Michael got it for me. And I think it was, one of those, another great deal. I think it was like $50 for that. And, I think the people realized that they had mispriced it, but they went ahead and sold it to us at the price that, they actually had on there. But when the next time we went to the store, I noticed all their black onyx the prices were raised. But I think that it was just perfect timing that I was supposed to get this. And let's see what black onyx is all about. The Chinese believe in the power of the black onyx. It's considered very protective and grounding for its holder, used especially in feng shui. It's known for the energy of strong support, stamina, and determination to help one persevere. Onyx offers up powerful vibrations of protection, strength, focus, and willpower, promotes divine order, enhances protection, and shields you from negative energies, also assists with grounding. So, it's a good stone to wear if you're going to be outside. Michael and I did actually do grounding where we took our shoes and socks off and just went outside and just kind of felt the earth and just kind of, I don't know if we went as far as to put the soil around our feet, but hey, I think this would probably be a really good stone to wear if you are into grounding. And it's probably a good meditation stone as well. So I just really think that it's just an attractive stone. I think sometimes it's having something black, that whether it's big or small or whatever, is just really pretty. So anyways, I don't have a lot of it, but I do like it. Now, next, what I do have is I have turquoise. Now, I have different types of turquoise. I just brought just a couple of pieces, but I have this piece here. And then I have this, and I think this is turquoise from India. So this is turquoise from here, from the United States. I'm not sure exactly where, but as you can see, they look a little different. This one is just a lighter blue, and this has more green in it. I don't know if you can really see in the video, but anyways, I like wearing turquoise, and coming from New Mexico, obviously, it's just a part of my heritage. It's a power stone. And I don't think it's any secret why the Native Americans love it. It's because it's just all powerful. So I actually, at different times in my life, have had major pieces of turquoise jewelry. I had a gorgeous Hishi necklace, and I actually gave it to the wife of a medicine man that I had met in Taos. And I think I went to a powwow, and I went and talked to this medicine man, and he actually wanted me to go study with him. And at that time, I guess it was kind of something that, I don't know why, but a lot of women were coming in from very wealthy areas all over and wanting to study with medicine men and learn the Native American way. But it was kind of like a fad, something that these people were doing. And I remember that a lot of people were complaining about it because I don't think there were a lot of people who were genuine in their intentions. So I realized at the time, when I had been talking with this medicine man, that, it was time away from his wife. So I really respected him and I respected her. And so I ended up giving my Hishi necklace to her, and he just really thought that was amazing. So I think it's a great stone of gifting, and I think it's a great stone of showing respect as well. So because I wanted to show them that, and obviously I was in a place in my life at that time where I was studying with different medicine people. So I think that my path that led me to that moment in time where I did gift the Hishi necklace was just my way of saying, hey, this is my truth, and I'm really wanting to do this. So I think that sometimes it can be, I think it's not always important to keep something forever. I actually had a mentor, African priestess V, who said that when stones, and it can be anything, a necklace, a ring, earrings, whatever, when they tell you to gift them to the next person, you got to do it. That's just all there is to it. You have to gift it to the next person. And even if it's something like what I had, which was hundreds and hundreds of dollars, I did what it said. And I think that it basically, and I know a lot of people are going to go, I'm not giving my jewelry away. And I'm not saying to give your jewelry away. What I'm saying is that at the moment in time when the thought enters your brain to give something to somebody, then just go ahead and do it, because stones are to be shared with people. And I think that there's a time and a place when you have something and it's the time's over. You've enjoyed it, you've had it, and then you gift it and you move it on. And that's just what I've learned. And there's some things that I've given away where I was like, oh, really? Do I have to give this away? But it was the stone telling me, my time with you is over. Gift me to the next person. And I did it. I actually did it. So I'm not saying that it ever happens to everybody. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people that are like, I've never had that experience where I had to, anything spoke to me and said I had to be given away. But I'm telling you that if you ever do get that thought, you have to respect what the stone tells you. And so I actually did that, and I gifted my my necklace, which was easy. When I gave my Hishi necklace away, it was very easy. I've gifted other stuff that, after it was all said and done, it was fine. I was fine with it. But when V told me that, I was like, oh, because she had just given me something really pretty. It was a gorgeous necklace. And I'm like, oh, do I really have to give this away? She said, well, look, I'm giving this to you. And because she really liked it. And she said, you're going to have to do the same thing. And I did. I had it for about, I think, 4 or 5 years before I realized who I had to gift it to. And that's just something that you can either say, yeah, that's cool, or no, I'm never doing that. It's kind of up to you. But I think it's important to listen to the stones. So turquoise represents wisdom, tranquility, protection, good fortune, and hope. Ancient peoples believed ancient peoples believed in its power to protect, which ancient peoples is basically Native Americans and back to the Egyptians as well. To protect, as well as its tranquil energy is associated with enduring love. And so it's actually a stone given, and it's, I think, linked romantically as well. So that's something that I didn't know. But if somebody cared for someone, or was like, hey, I think you're pretty cool or whatever, you give them a really pretty turquoise necklace. So it's also linked to romance. Okay, so it says, improves the mental state overall by increasing all of the following positive mental characteristics: serenity, creativity, empathy, positive thinking, sensitivity, intuition, happiness, and wisdom, all of which result in a calmer state that leads to a greater self-realization. So there you go on your turquoise. So I just, for me, it's just my home state stone. I love it. You know, I'm not saying that, that at times that I wished I had more. I wish I had the pieces that I gave away, but I'm, you know, I always, for some reason, and this is, I truly believe this, that we're always led to the next stone. We're always led to the next adventure that includes whatever it is that we're supposed to experience. And I think when you include stones in with that, like this year's labradorite for me, I didn't really think about it much before, but I think that if you're attracted to a stone, try to figure out why. Yeah. So next on the list is one of my favorites, and it is citrine. And isn't that pretty? Citrine is something I've always been attracted to, like amber, and I like wearing citrine with amber. They're my two favorite types of stones to wear together. And my sister gave me another piece of citrine. I think I have citrine on another necklace, so I do like to wear it a lot, but I love it with amber. For some reason, I just think the two should go together. And let's see, on citrine, it says citrine is a manifestation crystal that can motivate you to take action. It brings optimism and cheerfulness. It's a good stone for aligning all the chakras. It focuses on balancing the solar plexus chakra, which in turn integrates the lower and higher chakras. All the light that citrine provides, let's see, I can't read my writing. This is so funny. All the light that citrine provides, I see. All the light that the citrine provides means that it cannot tolerate negativity. So it absorbs it. And I think that's pretty amazing. Citrine dispels anger and gives optimism. It aids in digestion as well. Citrine is good stone for clearing your aura. So that's why I like it, because, and I remember when I found this out, that it clears the aura. So this stone won't tolerate negativity, and it helps clear your aura. So that just, it'll bounce off of it. So it won't tolerate it around you. So I think that must be why I've liked it all these years. Who knew? And that leads you to understand that I don't always follow my own advice. I thought about doing this video for you guys. I was like, oh, well, I'll just read all the, different properties of, the mystical properties of the stones. And it's like, Rainbow, why didn't you just look this up a long time ago? And I did actually have books on the stones, but I haven't looked at them in years. So now I guess it's the last one is my favorite. And it's the one that I have used in ceremonies, and I've had it for years, and it is selenite. And I actually sleep with selenite too. I like the selenite because the one thing that selenite does is it absorbs negative energy, and then it sends out positive. It takes it, absorbs it, and changes it into positive energy, and it extends the positive out. So I have the selenite. I usually have it out around my doorways because I think it's so important, along with the tiger eye. So if you can get pieces of selenite, and you can actually, it's not expensive. Selenite is actually the least expensive of a lot of the stones that I have around me. And I think Michael actually got this one for me too. I think he's gotten me a lot of these. But the one piece that I love, and I actually have a bigger piece than this, but this is what I use if I get a new piece of jewelry and I want to take all the energy that was around it especially with people that I don't know, I'll put my jewelry on my selenite and I'll keep it there for a couple days. And then what happens is that the anything negative connected to the jewelry, the selenite will just take it in, and then it'll just push out positive energy from it. It just transforms it into positive energy, which is what I love. One thing about selenite that a lot of people don't know is that it's a type of crystal that just it moves, and I have an actual piece where the crystal itself, or the selenite itself, has actually twisted and turned just through the years I've had it. And I think I've had, my daughter's 27, so I think I've had my selenite for about 28 or 29 years. And the one really big piece that I have, it just seems like the pieces just twist and turn, and it's just like alive. So to me, I love selenite because it's a very alive stone. I just love it. And look at this. Look at this piece. Isn't this gorgeous? So this is the piece that I use when I need to put anything on there that has really strange energy to it, or I get something from somewhere that I'm not sure how I feel about the people who were around it, or if there's a circumstance around the stone. I'll place it here, and this baby can take care of it. So I just really love my selenite, and I can't tell you enough to have selenite in your house. I think it's just so important, especially by the doorway, by the windows. And I think that it just takes away any of that negative energy that may come in. And it doesn't have to be because of people. It can just be negative energy. I mean, maybe we go somewhere and we come in and we bring in the negative energy, and, we just, that's something that clears the air. And if you get into little tiffs or you get kind of mad at each other, there you go. You've got your selenite to kind of cleanse the air and make things better. So for me, I like the selenite for all those reasons. Let's see, do I have it here? The selenite is something also good to, and this is my feeling, is to dream with. It's just an easy crystal to, I think, to work the mind with. And if you have it on the head chakra, I don't think that it's too much for you when you dream. I know that there's certain stones that you shouldn't have on the head chakra, because especially when you're dreaming, the vibration might be just a little too much, a little too high, which is this one. But selenite isn't the same for me. I can sleep with selenite and I'm fine. And I just love it. I've just been attracted to selenite since forever, for years. Okay, so let's read about selenite. Selenite helps with clarity and consciousness. It is a calming stone that instills deep peace and is excellent for meditation or spiritual work. It assists judgment and insight. It clears confusion and aids in seeing the deeper picture. Selenite aligns the spinal column and promotes flexibility. It is thought to be connected to the angelic realms, which, there you go, which is why I just love it and I like to sleep with it. The name selenite derives from the Greek goddess Selene, the goddess of the moon. So there you go. It's a stone that you can use in your ceremonies, and it is used in ceremonies, and I use it in my ceremonies. It's a stone that you can use for your meditations. It's a stone that you can sleep with. It's just all around good stone to have in your home, because it takes negative energy and that absorbs it, and then it changes it into positive energy. So I think that's just fantastic. But these are just some of the stones that I like, and this is just what I live with. I think that hopefully what today's video does for you is it kind of lets you know what different stones are good for, and maybe something here that you saw that you're attracted to, you kind of were able to hear a little bit about what it's good for, and go out and look maybe for other stones that I haven't even talked about, and see if those are good for you. I think it's important to bring stones into the home. I think it's important to live with the earth. I think it's important to live with people who did, like the fetishes, who did their creative work here in with stone, and created something fantastic and wonderful, and you have something that you can take with you. I think it's important to remind ourselves every single day how lucky we are to live on this planet. I think we just need to do whatever we can every single day to remind ourselves how lucky we are to be on the planet and not take it for granted. Now, one thing that I do want to say, and this probably will sound a little weird, but, and this is something that I don't know if I learned it from my Egyptian days way back thousands of years ago, but I truly believe that any type of jewelry that I have, and if somebody steals it or takes it, that with every piece of jewelry that I have, that I have a little spell on the jewelry. And I just have done this from way back. And it'll bring misfortune to whoever takes my jewelry, steals it, does whatever. So that's just something that I have done for forever, that if I give something away, I give away the blessing of the gift. But if someone takes it from me and steals it, then they get misfortune. And so I think that's important if you are practicing medicine person, or if you are someone who into mysticism or whatever, to understand that you can actually put that type of intention into your jewelry. So, and I'm not saying if it's lost, if I lose it, that's a different story. I've made my intention very clear. If someone steals from me, then they're going to have misfortune until they bring it back. And I think that's just something that I learned how to do years and years ago. And maybe that sounds mean, but I just wanted to just tell you all that's just kind of that's what I've done. That's what I do when I get jewelry. I'm like, I really like this, so I don't want anybody stealing it. So that's just a part of who I am. And I give away a lot of jewelry. I buy jewelry for my sisters and my daughter and my niece and everybody. I like to give gifts, but I don't like it when people come and take things that don't belong to them. So anyways, that's that. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's a little bit different, but I wanted to make it a little bit different because it's not always about the scary stuff that I want to talk about. If you have any questions, feel free to email Michael and I at dimensionalwalking@gmail.com. Remember to check out Truth Seeker Forum. I'll have that information down below. And if you have stones that you love to wear, share. Let me know. Let everybody know that what you like to wear and why you like to wear it. If there's anything here that you liked, I hope I inspired you to go out there and buy it and get it and wear it or have it in your home. So take care. Thank you for watching today. And until I see you all again, have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, a wonderful month. And who knows what the next video will be? I don't know. I'm not sure yet, but you'll see. So take care and I'll see you soon.